Okay, Test 2 material continued. Problem number 20 on the exam review. Find 3 ordered pair solutions by completing the table, then use the ordered pairs to graph the equation. I would first solve the equation for y, and then substitute in the values for x to get the values for y, and then plot each of the points. That's how I would approach this problem. There's certainly more than one way, but that's how I'm going to do it here. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides of the equation. The two x's will cancel, bringing down negative 6y equals negative 2x plus 18. Now I'm going to divide everything by negative 6 so that I can isolate the y. Negative 2 divided by negative 6 is a positive 1/3 x. Positive 18 divided by negative 6 is a minus 3. Okay, so your equation is now solved for y, and now it's very easy for us to just plug in the values for x and solve for the values for y. So we'll do that over here. I'm going to replace x with negative 3 and then follow the order of operations. So multiply first. 1/3 times negative 3 is negative 1. Minus 3 is negative 4. So plot that point. We'll move to the left 3 from the origin and down 4. And that would be the first point. And now let's plug in 0. 1/3 times 0 minus 3. So replacing the x with 0, solve for y. Anything times 0 is 0. Minus 3 gives you negative 3. So we have the point 0, negative 3. Begin at the origin and move down 3. That's the second point. And now let's get the third point. We're going to plug in x is 3. Follow the order of operations. You get 1/3 times 3 is 1. Minus 3 is negative 2. So that point would be 3, negative 2. So I would start at the origin, move to the right 3, and down 2. You'll notice that your points are all in a straight line, which is what we want. And now you will just connect the points with a straight line and put arrows on the ends to indicate it is indeed a line. Okay, now we're going to graph this equation. Notice that this equation doesn't have a y, so this is one of the two special equations. If you recall, the special equations, the special lines, are either horizontal or vertical. Okay, when there's no x, when it's just y equals a number, it's horizontal. When there's no y, as in our problem, and it's just x equals a number, it's vertical. These are things that you should memorize. Okay, so we're going to just go to where x is 3. Here it is, positive 3. And since we know it's a vertical line, we're just going to draw a vertical line at x is 3. Okay, find the slope of the line, find the y-intercept of the line, then graph the equation. This would be best done by putting the equation into slope-intercept form. And if you remember, that's y equals mx plus b. So once again, solving for y is very important. So we'll subtract 5x from both sides of the equation, bring down the negative 7y, bring down the negative 5x minus 6, because these are not like terms. So we'll divide everything by negative 7. And you'll see that these do not divide evenly, so we're just going to leave it in fraction form. So negative 5 divided by negative 7 is positive 5/7 x. Negative 6 divided by negative 7 is positive 6/7. So the slope of the line is the number in front of the x when you've got the equation in slope-intercept form. So the slope would be 5/7. The y-intercept of the line is b, which is this value right here, which is 6/7, which of course if you write it in point form, the x is always 0 on a y-intercept, so it would be 0 6/7. So we found the slope and the y-intercept. Now we need to graph. That's all you need to graph an equation of a line, and these aren't pretty numbers, but we'll just estimate. Begin with B, that means a place to start. So 0.6 almost 1. So we will begin at almost 1. And then from this point we'll move with the slope rise over run. So we'll go up 5, right 7. So up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we go off of our graph, but that would be using the slope and y-intercept. You only have to have 2 points to create a line, so put a line through the 2 points and arrows on the end. Problem 23. Find the slope of the line that passes through the given points. Here we would want to go ahead and use the slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So once again, I'll label the first point as x1, y1 and the second point as x2, y2, and just substitute in and follow the order of operations. So that's going to be 4 minus 2, y2 minus y1, divided by negative 3 minus negative 8, x2 minus x1. And now just do the math. So 4 minus 2 is 2. Remember, when you see minus a minus, it's really positive. So negative 3 plus 8 gives you positive 5. Simplify if possible. It does not simplify, so that is the answer. So the slope is 2/5. Okay, for problem number 24, it says find an equation of the line given the slope and y-intercept. Well, remember, y equals mx plus b is an equation of a line in slope-intercept form. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept, so we only need to substitute in the values. The slope is m, and the y-intercept is b. So the equation of this line is y equals negative 4x plus 1/2. We want to find another equation of the line. This time we have a slope of negative 2/7, so that's going to be the m. And then we have a point, but it's not a y-intercept, so we cannot use the same technique we used in problem number 24. Here I would suggest using the point-slope form of a line. Anytime you have a point and a slope, you can find an equation of the line using this formula. So we're just going to replace x1, y1, and m and then solve. So y minus, well, the y1 value is 3. The slope is negative 2/7 times x minus, and the x1 value is 2. This is an equation of the line, but typically we want our equations to be in slope-intercept form. Even though that didn't say that here, you could leave your answer this way, but we'll go ahead and solve for y. So first we want to distribute. So that would be negative 2/7 x. Negative times a negative is a positive, and that would be 4/7. And now to solve for y, we would add 3, and notice how I'm lining it up under its like term. So y equals negative 2/7 x, and then using your calculator, you have 4/7 plus 3. If you did this by hand, remember we would want a common denominator here, which is 7. So 3 would become a 21/7. So 4/7 plus 21/7 is 25/7. So here's another form of the line. This is an equation of the same line, just in a different form, and this is the equation of that same line in slope-intercept form. So it said just find an equation, either is acceptable.